4 seasons, 4 fragrances per season. Today I'm building my perfect fragrance collection if I could only have 4 fragrances for each part of the year. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope you're well. This is one that actually a few of you guys have requested for a while, and I decided let's go ahead and do it. We're doing designer fragrances only today, and I'm gonna have just 4 fragrance choices for spring, summer, fall, and winter. All of these are gonna be linked in the description. Feel free to check them out down there. Let's get started with summer, since it's summer right now as of when I'm shooting this video. So with summer fragrances, I wanna go with something that's really fresh, something that I can wear when it's insanely hot outside, but I also want stuff that's really versatile, stuff that also can pull positive attention and last through the heat. Because there are a ton of fragrances out there that smell absolutely amazing. Something like Dior Homme Cologne or Jimmy Choo Man Ice, which smells kind of similar to Dior Homme Cologne, that are perfect for when it's really hot outside, but they also kind of disappear in an hour, so it's not great. And if you have a lot of fragrances to choose from, then something like that makes more sense. But if you've only got a few, probably want to have some different options that are going to actually last a little bit. First choice is the most obvious one for me, Acqua di Gio Profondo. This is the Eau de Parfum. I would not go with Acqua di Gio Profondo Parfum. For summertime, I feel like this is the best choice from Armani in the Acqua di Gio line right now. Of course, your own personal taste. Maybe you like Acqua di Gio Parfum more and you would use it more for like kind of a transitional fragrance or even an evening fragrance during summer, or even the OG, but I love this one. This is the new iteration, Acqua di Gio Profondo 2024, because Giorgio Armani is changing everything right now, and they changed up the bottle style, gave it this gradient, which actually looks pretty good, and also changed and tweaked the scent itself a little bit. It's a little sweeter compared to Acqua di Gio Profondo Original, or whatever we're calling it now, but still has that Acqua di Gio Profondo style to it. You know, that little bit of minerality, that touch of green to it, more masculine smelling than the original Acqua di Gio. I think it smells awesome, and you can use this literally anywhere, anytime. So Profondo, gonna be my first choice. My next choice, gonna go with the classic, at least for me, Versace Pour Homme. I've worn this stuff a lot over the years. Really cheap, just a nice fresh scent. It's kind of similar to Missoni Wave or Allure Homme Sport from Chanel. I know it's not like the most expensive smelling fragrance or anything like that, but it still just smells good, and sometimes that's what you want. Really clean. Yeah, a touch of sweetness, but not overly so. Some nice floral aspects to the fragrance. Nice fruity pop to it as well, kind of an aquatic cleanliness. Really, 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 really pleasant. Like I said, cheap from discounters. Bottle looks good. It's another one that you can wear anywhere, anytime. And if it's really, really hot out, I think that I would go more for something like this over one of the maybe even fresher, brighter fragrances out there that has worse performance. Not that the performance here is insane or anything, but it gets the job done. After those two, this one, Myself from YSL. This is a compliment monster. Really simple note breakdown. Basically just bergamot, orange blossom, and like amberwoods. That's about it. It's another one that's very fresh, also a little bit sweet. This one leans maybe a little more toward what some people might call smelling like clean clothing. But this is a fragrance that gives you maximum versatility, enormous compliment factor, as I said, one of the most popular fragrances out there. This was a smash hit when it came out. It's worked really well for me and has grown on me a ton. And this is my choice for #1 summer scent of the year for myself this year. So, you know, I've been wearing it, and it's one of those deals where it's kind of fresh in my head. So I'm like, yeah, we'll keep on wearing it. And then the final summer choice of my 4, Eau Givre, Terre d'Hermès Eau Givre from Hermès. This is the fragrance choice if I want something a little bit classier. Not that these aren't classy, but this has that Terre d'Hermès woodiness as it dries down. Obviously a fresher take on that Terre d'Hermès woodiness. You know, it's not as earthy as some of the other releases that were earlier on in the line, but still it has that nice, classy, kind of vibe to it, you know, a little more sophisticated. And then the opening just smells great to me. I love the citron in there off the top. A little rindy, just a tiny touch. More of a natural smelling citrus. I think it smells great from open to dry down, and it's just one of my favorite summer scents out there. So Eau Givre, gotta rock with that. That is my summertime lineup. Acqua di Gio Profondo, Versace Pour Homme, YSL Myself, and Eau Givre. Oh, before we go any further, guys, here are some codes that you can use to save money, and there is a new Joma Shop code as well. And then, of course, there's the usual codes as well across a wide range of websites like Twisted Lily and Max Aroma with tons of niche, and then Fragflex in the perfume box as well that are other discounters. Joma Shop, of course, a huge fragrance discounter. It's become one of the biggest in the US, period. They have a huge selection, amazing prices, and this code will help you save even more. We started off summer with a Giorgio Armani. We're starting off fall with the Giorgio Armani. It's the new code Eau de Parfum. Armani code Eau de Parfum is my newest pickup of everything I'm gonna talk about here today. I got this in the mail just a few days ago. So why does it make this list already? Well, because like I alluded to, Armani is going wild. And Armani code Eau de Parfum right here, the new edition, is not the same as Armani code Eau de Parfum, the original edition. Basically, what Armani has done here is they've taken the name code Eau de Parfum, moved it to this bottle style, discontinued the old code Eau de Parfum that came in the original code bottle style, and they've taken basically Profumo and popped it in here. Now, it's not the exact same as code Profumo, but it is darn close. And when you smell them side by side, you recognize that immediately. Like, this has that Profumo DNA through and through. And Profumo smelled really similar to Absolute, or I guess technically Absolute smelled similar to Profumo since Absolute came out after Profumo, but whatever. And Absolute was a favorite of mine, actually my most favorite code, period. So to have Profumo coming back, or a version of Profumo coming back as code Eau de Parfum, I'm here for it. I'm gonna wear this out. So code Eau de Parfum, the new version for fall. And then we got Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense, big name. Man, I love this stuff. I've talked about it a lot ever since it came out, and I think it just smells so good in the air. That vanilla in there is just top notch. Then you have a little sweet lavender in there, touch of vetiver, giving it some woodiness as it dries down. It's fantastic. Big compliment puller, great performance. It does sweet right, where the sweetness doesn't go so far toward the sugary side that it becomes something that's, you know, tacky smelling or immature smelling. It doesn't do that. It keeps that sweetness reined in just enough while still being massively appealing, which gives this huge versatility, and it just ticks every box. So gotta go with that. Then I need a little iris, so I'm going Reserve Privé from Givenchy and their Gentleman line. Now the Society fragrances are pretty good too, and actually a lot of other ones in this line are good. Eau de Toilette Intense, Boisé, all those are good, but I gotta go Reserve Privé. Yeah, just stunning. Classy, sexy. It's got a really cozy feel to it as well. Got some boozy sweetness in there. Touch of nuttiness, you know, a little gourmand aspect. And then that iris as well, that creamy iris. So well done. Gotta keep that. And then the Most Wanted. That will wrap up fall. Toffee, cardamom, amberwood. That's the note breakdown for this one. Really simple as far as the note breakdown goes, but the fragrance itself, another stunner. Great performance, a little similar to Stronger With You Intensely, stuff like that. Good sweetness in here and warmth as well. Just one of those scents that if you're going on a night out, spray that on, confidence goes through the roof. So the Most Wanted, gonna keep that one. And we move on to winter. All right, first one is Le Male Elixir. For me, the pinnacle of the Le Male line. I'm actually really interested to see what they do next with the Le Male line, because where do you go from here, you know? Do you keep trying to build off of the DNA of this one? Because this one was kind of built off the DNA of Le Male de Parfum, which is also fantastic. That one's perfect. But this was kind of built off that, right? There's a strong similarity between the two. So where do you go from here? Do you try to keep on, pushing this DNA forward and do a new iteration? Or do you take a step back and go, well, let's try something new and hopefully it works? It is an issue because I don't know how you improve on this. That's the issue. So you have lavender and mint in here that's gonna tie it in a little bit with the original Le Male DNA and Le Male de Parfum to an extent as well. You have tonka, a touch of tobacco in here, but vanilla and honey are really gonna push this thing forward. Fantastic sweetness, little touch of powder, not too much, great performance, fantastic scent, just awesome. And another elixir, Sauvage elixir. What can I say? Huge fan of Drakkar Noir, big fan of fragrances in that style, that kind of throwback masculine style. This gives me a modern version of that. Now, I'm not saying it smells the same as Drakkar Noir or other fragrances of that ilk, but you can smell where this was possibly inspired by some of those fragrances. And this is one of those times where the inspiration led to something fantastic that is way more wearable nowadays. Huge performance once again. It's gonna cut through the cold. It's gonna get you noticed. This little 60 ml bottle lasts you forever. It's awesome, so good. This is one where you maybe don't wanna go insanely heavy though. I think that in moderation, it smells a bit better because you get a little more of like the sweetness that pops through all that wood and spice that one has. When you go overboard, it gets to be kind of abrasive, but it still smells killer. Follow that one up with Stronger with You, Absolutely. Now, some people would say Stronger with You, Absolutely maybe leans a little more fall. I think either one, fall or winter. And, it's not entirely dissimilar from what's going on over here with the Most Wanted. It's a style that I do like. So some of the main notes you're gonna pick up here are gonna be the chestnut, which is really kind of the calling card of the Stronger With You line. And there's also vanilla in here and some rum. There's like a little tinge of freshness off the top, like a hint, a sprinkling of green along the edges of the scent. But ultimately, it's about that warmth and sweetness that's imparted from the rum, the booziness in there, and then of course the chestnut vanilla combo. Really, really, really good. Great performance once again with this one. And we're gonna wrap up winter with Victory Elixir. 3 elixirs out of the 4 fragrances. If only they had a Stronger With You elixir, I could have made it 4 out of 4. So Invictus Victory Elixir, maybe not the most unique thing out there. It is another vanilla forward fragrance, but it's done so well, I don't care. At the end of the day, I just want to smell good. This smells good. And I know I said that, it's maybe not the most unique thing out there, but at the same time, it kind of is in a way. It's weird. Invictus Victory Elixir might be the pinnacle of it smells like this and also that and also this and also that and also this and also that. Like you end up pointing out like 6, 7, 8 fragrances that don't necessarily all smell the same. So then you go, well, how's that work? It's got a little Le Beau Le Parfum in there. It's got, of course, Invictus Victory in there. It's got some Pure Excess Night in there, also from Paco Rabanne. Other people have pointed out similarities to Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Extreme or the Scent Magnetic from Hugo Boss or Jean-Paul Gaultier Scandal, like a lot of different fragrances. So what I'm saying is those don't all smell the same, right? Those fragrances I listed off, maybe there's some similarities, but those are different scents. This somehow smells similar in ways to all of those, while at the same time being its own thing. So it's interesting that way. It's unique, while also smelling similar to like everything on the market somehow. I love it. All right, we are in spring. It is the final season of this video. 4 more fragrances to go. We will kick things off with Dior Homme Sport. Love that scent. It is not just a gym fragrance, not just a sport fragrance. No, it has a nice elegance to it as well. You could easily wear this to work, to the office, more formal occasions. And you could also wear it casually or on a date or to the gym if you wanted to. Similar to Dior Homme 2020, only with the woody aspects dialed in a little bit and freshened up. Smells great. Gotta go with another Jean Paul Gaultier Paradise Garden. This is the newest release in the Le Beau line. I also really like the original Le Beau and Le Beau Le Parfum. For spring and summer, probably go with this one of the three though, especially when it starts to heat up. Really nice freshness melded with sweetness, and this is the deal. If you're after compliments most of the time, sweet, fresh, that's the way you wanna go. That does both. Also a really pleasant fig note in there, coconut also. Just super appealing, love the way this smells. Be aware that this one is a little difficult to find right now, at least as of when I'm shooting this video. Don't pay jacked up prices for it. YSL Y up next, that is Y Eau de Parfum. That is kind of my go-to jack of all trades blue fragrance. Love this one. It's got nice sweetness to it, good performance. The apple in there off the top, really attention grabbing. Got some sage, amber woods as it dries down. Yeah, you can just wear this anywhere, anytime basically. So it's another one of those ones that I would really like to have because it gives you that versatility. You know, if you don't want to think about it, spray this on. Last but not least, L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé. This stuff smells amazing, similar in a lot of ways to L'Homme Ideal Cologne that was discontinued years back. And then they basically brought it back. That's happened a lot, huh? Talked about that over here with Armani Code Eau de Parfum. That's kind of what happened here. It's not the exact same as L'Homme Ideal Cologne, but it's close. That citrusy sweetness off the top, perfectly done with the almond that's in there. Gives it a nice creamy sweetness, smoothness. Similar in some ways to like some Louis Vuitton fragrances, the way that that citrus pops. Very classy as well, so another one that has that versatility where you can use this in more formal situations should you find yourself there, and a nice pleasant woodiness as it dries down. So a killer fragrance, and if you're a fan of the L'Homme Ideal line, check that one out. So there we go, guys. We've got all 4 seasons right here. We got summer, fall, winter, spring. I wouldn't be pumped or anything if my entire collection disappeared and this is all I was left with, but I would be smelling amazing. Like, I am covered in all bases right here. Let me know what you would roll with if you had to do this. This is what just popped into my mind today when I was doing it. Honestly, you catch me a week from now, a month from now, 3 months from now, probably gonna be different, but as of today, there you go. Thank you guys, stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.